This beach visit marked their first in months. Shonda knew well that her daughter wouldn't hold it together if she didn't get to enjoy at least an hour under the South Carolina sun. Little did they know, surprises awaited them. Arriving at the beach went smoothly. After snapping a picture and sharing it online, it quickly became the talk of the country. Shonda Jackson was a single mom. Still, this hadn't stopped her from doing her best to give her daughter, Linda, a good life. Shonda worked as a personal assistant at an interior design firm and had been quite well off for some years now. The two of them lived in a house in a nice neighborhood in South Carolina with a dog named Fufu. They liked to keep to themselves and didn't really like to attract unwanted attention. Still, they reached viral status for the wrong reasons. Shonda, Lily, and Fufu got along beautifully. Everything in the household worked perfectly, like a well-greased machine. It was a haven of peace and harmony. Little did they know that something was about to burst their little bubble, and as a result, they would find themselves forced to live like recluses for months, missing the times when they were just anonymous regular people. As everyone knows, a couple of years ago, travel and mobility were heavily restricted. Unfortunately for Shonda and her daughter, this meant that they couldn't do their favorite things: hiking, going to the movies, and especially going to the beach. The sudden regulations took a real toll on Shonda. She had grown up on the coast, still she knew that they were necessary, and stayed home. Very soon, things would take a turn. After some time, things started to change. The general situation began to improve, and the government started slowly but steadily lifting all the restrictions. Shonda and her daughter were ecstatic when the government first announced that people could freely go into the streets again. They couldn't wait to leave the house after being trapped there for months. They didn't know what was waiting for them outside. For Shonda and her daughter, one of the first things on their bucket list was spending a few days at the beach. They spent the weeks leading up to the big day talking about what they would do when they got there, whom they would see, where they would eat. They planned everything. However, Myrtle Beach in South Carolina had something unexpected in store for them. Finally, the big day arrived for Shonda's family. The three of them prepared for a car ride to Myrtle Beach, eagerly looking forward to it. They packed all their things and got everything ready. But as Shonda was carrying the bags to her car, she noticed something. The blue sky above their heads was slowly turning gray. Shonda, Lily, and Fufu sat in the house, witnessing the rainy day from behind the windows. They had hoped it would be nothing more than a little shower. But it got worse. They had to cancel their trip to the beach. Even though it didn't stop raining the whole day, Shonda and her daughter didn't take off their swimsuits. They watched some movies and made cookies while waiting for the weather to improve. It was close to 5 p.m. when it finally stopped raining and the first signs of the sky clearing up appeared. Lily and Fufu rushed back into the car, feeling just as excited as they were earlier. Shonda jumped behind the wheel too and drove to Myrtle Beach. But as they approached the shore, they noticed something wasn't completely right. Myrtle Beach was completely dry. The rain had only fallen over Shonda's neighborhood and nowhere else, certainly not on the beach. Shonda couldn't believe that she had waited for hours at the house without checking whether it was raining at the beach or not. But as she was reflecting on this, she suddenly noticed something else. A boy walked up to Lily and Fufu and introduced himself. He had a shark tooth around his neck, which he quickly showed to Lily. After a brief, smile-filled conversation, the boy and Lily parted ways. Shonda was surprised because she had never seen the boy before. Then, something else happened that made her jaw drop. The boy suddenly reappeared, sprinting with a bright smile. Seemingly in slow motion, he called out Lily's name. Lily turned to him with a smile, and the two shared another brief conversation, centered around the boy's cool necklace and how it gave him superpowers. Sensing they were about to run off to play, Shonda knew she had to do something or lose this moment forever. With permission from the boy's mom, Shonda asked if she could snap a photo of them. Without hesitation, the two positioned themselves near each other and cracked smiles that lit up the evening. Shonda's heart swelled at that moment. As the two went to play along the beach with Fufu, she stared at the photo with parted lips, but it would only get better. As darkness began to envelop the evening, Lily and the boy shared almost 20 goodbyes and hugged for a long time. Shonda and the boy's mom were left speechless. Despite never having met before, they seemed like they'd known each other for years. As Shonda drove back home that night, she couldn't help but think about the photo she had taken. One of the best parts of the photo was seeing Lily and the boy embrace each other, despite being from different cultural backgrounds. Their connection had been instant, transcending race and skin color. Shonda posted the story on her Facebook, sparking nationwide admiration for Lily and the boy. She described it as a moment where humanity transcended color lines, judgment, race, hate, and differences.